Hello and welcome to Middle Eastern Thursday. So today, guys, I'm so excited because I will be sharing with you 5 fragrances from a brand that is new to my collection. The name of the brand is Sapil, and they reached out to me months ago, and they did send me the fragrances that I'm going to be sharing today, and they are sponsoring this video. So if the Sapil team is watching, thank you so much for kindly sponsoring this video. But anyway, guys, I have so been looking forward to sharing with you these fragrances because they are truly luxury, affordable fragrances. They perform exquisitely. They smell like they really cost you a pretty penny, but they are truly very affordable. So Sapil is a perfume brand that is based out of Dubai, and they are committed to providing us with trendy and high quality, luxury, affordable fragrances that are perfect for everyday use. The feel of their fragrances, in their own words, is like the poetry in smell. Their perfumes are created from premium ingredients and sourced from world-renowned manufacturers such as Givaudan of Paris. It's also very important for you to know that they have so kindly also provided me with a link. Now, when you use this link and you use my discount code, which will all be in the description box below, you will get 10% off your order. And guys, these fragrances are already very affordable, so I was really so appreciative that they provided me with a discount code to extend to you. So please be sure to use them when placing an order. I also want to let you know that all of the fragrances that I will be sharing with you today are no oud fragrances. None of these fragrances have oud. And last but not least, I will be sharing the fragrances in no particular order because honestly, I really do enjoy all 5 of them so much. These are truly my favorites. But before we jump right in, if this is your first time here, I'm Arahi, and I'm your fragrance concierge because I am totally committed to creating the best fragrance experience for you. I upload videos multiple times a week, and in this channel we discuss all types of fragrances: Western niche, Middle Eastern, affordable, scented body products, anything that will make us smell fabulous. Now, if that sounds like the type of content that you're interested in and like a good plan, then please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, leave a comment. Let's go. All right, guys, so the first fragrance that I want to share with you today is Rave for Women. Now, this is a fragrance, guys, that's supposed to be inspired by Marc Jacobs' Decadence. And although I haven't gotten my nose on that fragrance, I can tell you that if it smells anything like this one, then oh my goodness, because this smells absolutely beautiful. This is a fragrance for my iris lovers. Rave for Women is a fragrance that has quite a bit of iris. It is very iris dominant. So this is truly a fragrance designed for iris lovers. But at that, it also has a woodiness, and it is such a beautifully feminine fragrance because to me, this is not a unisex fragrance whatsoever. This is truly a feminine fragrance. It is sweet, and it also has an earthy quality, which I absolutely love because it adds like character and personality to the fragrance. It also has a beautifully done rose, but to my nose, the rose is not dominant whatsoever, and the rose is like a young and crisp rose, which is what I absolutely love. Honestly, guys, I am loving the combination of like the rose and the iris with that woody backdrop and that earthiness, which again adds oomph to the fragrance. And of course, because of the iris, you do have some powderiness, but I would not call this a very powdery fragrance because the fragrance itself is extremely well balanced. This is a fragrance that I think that if you wanted to, you could even make it like your signature scent because it is a fragrance that I really think you could pull off all seasons of the year, day and night, and for any occasion. But like I always caution you with certain fragrances, this is one of those that I personally would not take to the gym, or if I'm going to like go bike riding or doing any activity where I feel that I will be perspiring. But other than that, this is an absolutely beautiful, exquisite fragrance that I really believe you will enjoy. This is a fragrance that also performs very well because, and it smells so, so beautiful, guys. Truly, this is such a beautiful fragrance. So this is a fragrance, as I was saying, that does have a very good performance. But the curious thing is that at least on my skin, it does have a moderate projection, which means that I get a strong projection for the first like 90 minutes. But after that, guys, it becomes like a scent bubble, and that scent bubble carries with me for several hours. But all in all, this fragrance does give me a full day wear, and it definitely will get you compliments because it is just so beautiful. That's why I'm telling you, this is a fragrance that you could easily decide to make it your signature scent. So if you're looking for a fragrance that will make you smell beautifully feminine, this is a perfect choice. Now, the next fragrance that I want to share with you is Ode. Now, I hope that I'm pronouncing it correctly, and I apologize if I'm not. But this fragrance, guys, oh my goodness, this one. Okay, so this one is supposed to be inspired by La Vie est Belle. But I have to be honest with you, I really think that I'm liking this one more because La Vie est Belle is a fragrance that the OG that I actually decluttered from my collection a long time ago. Because the OG, there was just something like screechy in it that just didn't agree with me. But this one is just so beautifully smooth. It's almost like all of the notes play very well together, even though now when I share with you the notes, you'll see that there are some notes that you would typically consider the type of notes that may not play well with one another. So Ode is a fragrance that is considered a floral fruity gourmand, and I have to tell you that I totally agree. But you will be surprised that this one also has iris. But I have to tell you, to my nose, the iris is not the dominant floral because there's also quite a bit of white florals in this fragrance to my nose. And the white florals and the iris, curiously enough, play very well together. In my experience with fragrances, when you find iris, the iris can be a bit dominant, and white florals, we all know that white florals can definitely be quite dominant in a fragrance, but here they play very well. The other thing that has me very impressed is that this fragrance also has patchouli. And you know patchouli can go either real well or not so well. And it's really challenging, in my opinion, to get the patchouli right in a fragrance. But in Ode, guys, oh my goodness, it just goes so smoothly with the iris and the white florals. And I am telling you, they all play very, very well together. In addition to that, there's quite a bit of vanilla, there's some fruitiness, the fragrance has a bit of earthiness, and it is a bit powdery. I can tell you that the earthiness that I pick up in this fragrance, in my opinion, is coming from the patchouli, and it's been done so, so nicely. This fragrance has no oud, as you can see, and it also has no musk. It is a fragrance that has no screechiness, nothing that's like out of place. Everything flows so beautifully. So if you've been looking forward to finding a fragrance that combines all of these notes while making it all smooth and seamless, a beautiful blend that will make you feel beautiful because this is a feminine fragrance, then I think Ode is one that you should get your nose on. In addition to that, Ode performs very, very well. It doesn't perform as well as Rave for women on my skin, as I only get about 7 hours. But I will tell you that I do get 2 hours of strong projection, and I do get a moderate sillage. I haven't received any compliments when stepping out with this fragrance, but this is a fragrance that my husband did ask me what I was wearing the first time I sprayed it. I really did enjoy Ode, and I think that this is going to be a fragrance that I will also enjoy layering with. So the next one that I want to share with you is called Vogue. Now, Vogue is supposed to be inspired by Carolina Herrera's Good Girl. And I have to tell you that this fragrance, this fragrance is a delight. This is an amber floral fragrance that I think is perfection for the fall, winter, and even beginning of the spring seasons of the year. This is a fragrance that is kind of like very airy, very modern. There is just something about it that I'm really enjoying. Now, Vogue is a fragrance that does open up sweet, and it does have quite a large bouquet of white florals, at least to my nose and on my skin. But from those white florals, the one that really is dominant to my nose is the tuberose. But the tuberose, guys, is so smoothly done. It is absolutely exquisite. And the fragrance has also quite a bit of vanilla, and the vanilla plays very well with those white florals. It is warm, ambery, and a bit powdery at the dry down, because all throughout the olfactory journey, I don't pick up on much powderiness, but at the dry down, it is definitely a tad powdery. There's also a warm, spicy quality that I pick up in the fragrance, but I haven't been able to figure out what is the note that is bringing on that warmth and that spiciness. Now, Vogue is also getting me a very good performance, more along the lines of the recent one that I just shared with you, Ode, because this one does also give me 7 to 8 hours. It does give me a little bit more than Ode, but it's between 7 to 8 hours, no more than that. And it does have a strong projection during the first hour and a half, and then it becomes a skin scent. But it is a very strong skin scent. The fragrance does also have a good moderate sillage. And while I have not received any compliments, I can tell you that sometimes I leave a room while wearing the fragrance and then step back in and I can still sniff the fragrance. So this is definitely a fragrance that has a pretty good sillage. Without a shadow of a doubt, this is a fragrance that I really, really have enjoyed. And if I'm honest with you, I didn't think that I was going to enjoy it as much. But once I sprayed it and started using it, there was such like an airy, energetic, like very modern and crisp type of feel. There is just something in this fragrance that brings that high energy and that like positive outlook on everything. I don't know, guys. This fragrance, I really believe, is a bit of a mood altering fragrance. All right, guys. So this next fragrance, which is the fourth out of the 5, is one that I absolutely love. Okay, I really, really do. When I first sprayed this fragrance, it was an automatic love. While others, that I've already shared with you, it's not that it took me a while to get used to them, but it's just that I needed to kind of understand the fragrance. But when I first sniffed Bound for Women, oh my goodness, guys, it was an immediate love. There is just something about this fragrance that I absolutely enjoy. Now, this is a fragrance that is supposed to be inspired by Escada Karaoke Party. That is a fragrance that I did sniff quite a while ago, but it's not a part of my collection. And I have to tell you, I don't know if it's that the fruitiness in this fragrance really attracts me or what is it, but it is an absolutely exquisite fragrance. I absolutely love it. Now, this fragrance is fruity and sweet and has like this tropical vibe to it. But you know what I love about this fragrance? And I think I'm just going to spray it. So this fragrance, although it has that tropical vibe, it's not a fragrance that you're going to feel that you need to limit it just for vacations, because it's not one of those fragrances. Guys, I think that what pulls me every time I spray this fragrance, I think it's the passion fruit and the raspberry, because as soon as I spray the fragrance, I can smell the passion fruit, and I am absolutely loving it. In addition to the passion fruit and that raspberry that I get in the opening, there is some violet leaf, but to be honest with you, that's not what I'm really picking up on the most. I am picking up on the passion fruit and the raspberry, and then I do immediately start to get whiffs of the orange blossom. And oh my goodness, guys, that's when I am just completely enraptured in the fragrance, because it is just incredibly beautiful. This is a fragrance that, although it has a musk base, I can tell you that the musk is like a level 1, where from 1 out of 5, 5 being the highest, like the most musk that you could expect to pick up on the fragrance, I would say that this is a level 1. So musk is not even much of a consideration. This is also a fragrance that has no oud. So I tell you guys, this fragrance is just perfection. But if you're wondering, well, Arahi, you talked about passion fruit. Does that mean that this is more of like a vacation? And you said that it has a tropical quality and feel to it. No, guys, no. This is not just a fragrance to go on vacation or to use during the spring and summer season. No, to me, this is a fragrance that you could pull off practically all seasons of the year. Now, personally, I would not pull it during like the winter, like really, really cold winter months. I wouldn't pull it then unless I'm at home and I just want to get that sniff of that passion fruit. But I have to tell you guys, this is just such a beautifully done fruity fragrance. And you guys know how I do enjoy a floral fragrance, but I do not like fruity bombs. This one is just a very balanced fragrance. I was just so impressed, guys, with this fragrance. When I tried it on skin, it was even a deeper love because when I first sprayed it, I sprayed it in the air and I could just smell it. It was so incredible. That passion fruit is so realistic. All right, guys. So the last fragrance that I have for you today is Caresse. Now, guys, oh my goodness. Now this fragrance, now this one, guys, let me tell you, I can't even think of any other fragrance in my entire collection that this one reminds me of. Not one in my collection or not any other fragrance that I've ever gotten my nose on. This fragrance, I tell you, it is just exquisite. I can't think of anything that it's been inspired by. It doesn't really bring anything to memory. This is just, I really think that this is a standalone fragrance, and at that, an exquisitely beautiful one. So something that I do want to make sure that I mention to you, because I know some fam members are sensitive to aldehydes or don't like fragrances where there's aldehydes. This fragrance definitely has aldehydes and I can pick up on it, but it's not like it's an overwhelming amount of aldehydes or where the aldehydes are dominant. No, because this is a very well blended fragrance, but I just wanted to make sure that you knew that. Now, in addition to that, this fragrance opens and all throughout the olfactory journey, and then at dry down, it is definitely a powdery fragrance. It has some iris that of course creates that powderiness, but it also has a ton of vanilla because I do pick up on it. It is also musky and it is definitely a floral fragrance. But at that, the fragrance also has like this soapy quality to it, like a very high-end, very luxurious kind of soap quality to it. It is just absolutely beautiful. And typically, I'm not the type of person that enjoys kind of like that soapy quality fragrance, but there is something about this one that is just so beautiful, guys. Very, very nicely done fragrance. This fragrance has no oud, but I did tell you that it is a musk-based fragrance, and I would say that the musk here is definitely like a 4 out of 5. So for those fam members that are not fans of a very musky fragrance, then this is not for you. But if you love a beautifully done, well-blended, well-balanced white and yellow florals with that soapy quality, powdery, dried down kind of fragrance, then this one is definitely the fragrance for you, because that is what it is. This is a fragrance that I think you could use all throughout the year. I probably would not use it on a very, very cold winter day because there's a freshness to this fragrance. But it's really up to you. You know how I always tell you, just wear whatever you want. But all in all, I think this is a fragrance that you could pull off all throughout the year for any occasion. In my opinion, not for a gala, not for a very formal or dressy event, but it is definitely a fragrance that you can pull off for just about any occasion, day or night. Caresse does perform very, very well for me because it is a fragrance that does give me 8+ hours without having to overspray. And it also does have a moderate sillage, and it does have a strong projection during the first 2 hours. All in all, this is another fragrance that I do recommend from the Sapil collection. All right, guys. So I hope that you enjoyed hearing about these 5 fragrances from Sapil. These are my favorites, and these are fragrances that, in my opinion, are all feminine, but that will all make you feel very beautiful without breaking the bank. Very beautiful, very luxurious, very glamorous, but without breaking the bank. Now, let us know if you've tried any of these Sapil fragrances or any of the Sapil fragrances and your thoughts. And please also don't forget to use the link that I've left for you in the description box along with the discount code. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you so much for hanging with me today, and I will see you all in the next video.